If you are a fan of horror movies, you might be interested in exploring some of the classics from the 1940s. This decade produced many suspenseful films that influenced many generations of filmmakers and fans. Here is our list of the top 10 horror classics from the golden age of Hollywood. Number 10 on our list, from 1943, is The Seventh Victim. Produced by Val Lewton, the film tells the story of a young woman who searches for her missing sister and discovers a satanic cult in Greenwich Village. The film is notable for its dark and atmospheric cinematography, its exploration of existential themes, and its ambiguous ending. The film received mixed reviews from critics, who praised its mood and style, but criticized its plot and pacing. The film is now considered a cult classic and one of the best examples of Lewton's psychological horror. Number 9 on our list, from 1941, is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, starring Spencer Tracy, Ingrid Bergman, and Lana Turner. Directed by Victor Fleming, it is based on the 1886 novella by Robert Louis Stevenson, which explores the duality of human nature and the effects of a serum that transforms a noble doctor into a violent and evil alter ego. The film was a commercial success and received 3 Academy Award nominations, but it is often compared unfavorably to the 1931 version starring Frederick March, who won an Oscar for Best Actor. Number 8 on our list, from 1948, is Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein. This is one of the most successful horror comedies ever made, featuring the popular duo of Bud Abbott and Lou Costello as 2 freight handlers who encounter Dracula, Frankenstein's monster, and the Wolf Man. The film is a hilarious spoof of the Universal monster movies, but also respects the horror elements and features the original actors reprising their roles. The film is full of witty dialogue, slapstick humor, and spooky fun. Number 7 on our list, from 1944, is The Lodger. This is a remake of the 1927 silent film by Alfred Hitchcock, based on the novel by Marie Belloc Lowndes. The film stars Laird Krieger as the mysterious lodger who rents a room in a boarding house in London during the Jack the Ripper murders. The film is a suspenseful thriller that keeps the audience guessing about the lodger's true identity and motives. Krieger gives an impressive performance as the tormented and obsessed character. Number 6 on our list, from 1945, is The Picture of Dorian Gray. This is an adaptation of the novel by Oscar Wilde, about a young man who sells his soul for eternal youth and beauty. The film stars Herb Hatfield as Dorian Gray, who keeps his portrait hidden in his attic, while he indulges in hedonism and crime. The film is a moral tale of vanity and corruption, with stunning cinematography and art direction. The film also features Angela Lansbury as a singer who falls in love with Dorian. Number 5 on our list, from 1944, is The Uninvited. This is one of the first Hollywood films to treat ghosts as serious subjects rather than comic relief. The film follows a brother and sister who buy a seaside mansion that turns out to be haunted by 2 spirits, one benevolent and one malevolent. The film is a mix of mystery, romance, and horror, with a memorable score by Victor Young. Number 4 on our list, from 1945, is Dead of Night. This is a British anthology film that consists of 5 stories linked by a man who has a recurring nightmare of being at a country house with strangers. The stories range from humorous to horrifying, and include a haunted mirror, a ghostly golf game, a ventriloquist dummy, and a Christmas party. The film is considered one of the best examples of horror anthologies, and influenced later films like Tales from the Crypt and Creep Show. Number 3 on our list, from 1945, is The Body Snatcher. This is another horror film produced by Val Lewton, based on a short story by Robert Louis Stevenson. The film stars Boris Karloff as John Gray, a grave robber who supplies corpses to a medical school run by Dr. McFarlane, played by Henry Daniell. Gray blackmails McFarlane with his dark past and becomes more ruthless in his methods. The film is a chilling study of corruption and obsession, with Karloff giving one of his best performances. Number 2 on our list, from 1942, is Cat People. This is the first of the horror films produced by Val Lewton for RKO, and one of the most influential examples of psychological horror. The film stars Simone Simon as Irina, a Serbian immigrant who believes she will turn into a panther if she is intimate with her husband. The film uses shadows, sound effects, and suggestive imagery to create a sense of dread and ambiguity. It also features a famous scene of a woman being stalked by an unseen menace in a swimming pool. Number 1 on our list, from 1941, is The Wolf Man. This is the film that introduced one of the most iconic Universal monsters, the Wolf Man, played by Lon Chaney Jr. The story follows Larry Talbot, who returns to his ancestral home in Wales and gets bitten by a werewolf. He then struggles with his curse and tries to find a cure. The film is full of foggy moors, gypsy curses, and tragic romance. It also features Bela Lugosi as a gypsy fortune teller and Claude Rains as Talbot's father. From the balcony, this is Shiny D with my top 10 list of classic horror films from the golden age of Hollywood.